From basement parties with 2 turntables to billion-dollar beats made on laptops. Hip-hop production went from disco loops in 1979 to AI-assisted tracks in 2025. This is the complete evolution of hip-hop production from 1979 to 2025. 46 years of innovation that transformed music forever. We'll see the birth of sampling with the TR-808, witness the SP-1200 create the golden age sound, and track how trap's rolling hi-hats conquered the world. Every fact verified with industry sources, equipment specs, and producer interviews. You'll hear the exact moment bedroom producers with FL Studio started competing with major studios. Watch how a 12-bit sampler with just 10 seconds of memory shaped an entire decade. Let's start at the beginning, 1979, when hip-hop was just finding its voice in the Bronx. 1979 to 1984, the foundation era. Before samplers existed, hip-hop producers weren't even called producers. DJ Kool, Herc, and Grandmaster Flash were the architects, using 2 turntables and a mixer to loop the break sections of funk and disco records. The instrumental breaks from songs like Apache by the Incredible Bongo Band became the foundation. These early pioneers literally had to keep 2 copies of the same record and manually loop the breaks by hand. In 1980, everything began to shift. Roland released the TR-808 Rhythm Composer, a drum machine that nobody knew would define hip-hop's future. The 808 was actually a commercial failure at first, discontinued in 1983 because it didn't sound realistic enough. But hip-hop producers loved its deep, booming kick drum and crisp hi-hats. Afrika Bambaataa's Planet Rock in 1982 showcased the 808's power, helping birth electro hip-hop. Meanwhile, studio bands still played live instrumentation on tracks for groups like the Sugar Hill Gang. The first hip-hop records around 1979, including Rapper's Delight, used live musicians recreating disco grooves. Production was expensive, studio-bound, and required full bands. The revolution was coming, but the tools weren't quite there yet. 1985 to 1991, the golden age, powered by sampling. Everything changed in August 1987 when EMU Systems released the SP-1200. This 12-bit sampler had just 10 seconds of total sampling time, split across 4 banks. But its gritty, warm character defined the golden age of hip-hop. Before the SP-1200, the SP-12 came out in 1985 with 1.2 seconds of sampling time, expandable to 5 seconds with the turbo upgrade. The Akai MPC-60 followed in December 1988 with 13 seconds of sampling time. These machines let producers sample drum breaks, chop them up, and replay them in new patterns without needing live drummers. Producers like Pete Rock, DJ Premier, and the Bomb Squad built entire tracks on the SP-1200. The low 26.04 kHz sampling rate gave beats that distinctive dusty quality that boom-bap heads still chase today. The Beastie Boys' Paul's Boutique in 1989, produced by the Dust Brothers, showcased what was possible with eclectic sampling. Marley Marl pioneered chopping individual drum hits in the mid-1980s, notably on MC Shan's The Bridge in 1986, using a Roland TR-808 triggering Korg sampler. Public Enemy's Bomb Squad revolutionized dense production, combining tens of samples per song with drum machines. Their approach was structured and layered, far beyond the minimal loops of earlier tracks. By 1991, sampling had become hip-hop's signature sound, and the SP-1200 was the holy grail. 1992 to 1997, the G-Funk era brought California sunshine. Dr. Dre's The Chronic in December 1992 didn't just change West Coast rap, it transformed how hip-hop was produced. G-Funk, short for Gangsta Funk, was characterized by slow bass-heavy beats, melodic synthesizers, and layered Parliament funkadelic samples. But here's the key: Dre often didn't sample directly. He had live musicians replay the funk samples using synthesizers like the Minimoog. This technique came partly from the December 1991 Biz Markie lawsuit, which made direct sampling legally riskier and more expensive. Replaying samples gave Dre more control over mixing individual instruments. Nothing But a G-Thang used Dre playing a Minimoog to replay the melody from Leon Haywood's 1972 song I Wanna Do Something Freaky to You. The Chronic was certified triple platinum by 1993 and reached number 3 on the Billboard 200. Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style followed in November 1993, debuting at number 1 and selling over 800,000 copies in its first week. Dre's production team used the Akai MPC-60 Minimoogs and session musicians to create that signature G-Funk whistle and deep bass. G-Funk dominated from 1992 to around 1996, with Tupac's All Eyes on Me in February 1996 marking one of its peaks. By Dre's 2001 album in 1999, he'd evolved to even more live instrumentation, setting the template for polished, layered hip-hop production that required bigger budgets. 1998 to 2003, the industry split between polish and rawness. Two distinct production philosophies emerged. On one side, Puff Daddy and Bad Boy Records perfected the shiny suit era with glossy, sample-heavy production. Sean Combs' production style on the Notorious B.I.G.'s Big Papa in 1995 sampled entire sections of records, influenced heavily by Dr. Dre's G-Funk sound. Meanwhile, underground producers like RZA with Wu-Tang Clan pioneered a grittier aesthetic. RZA used the Ensoniq ASR-10 sampler to create his signature dark lo-fi sound with rumbling bass and sharp snares. His production on Wu-Tang's 1993 debut showcased this rawer approach. The MPC 3000 was released in 1994, the MPC 2000 in 1997, and the MPC 2000 XL in 1999, becoming workhorses for both approaches. These machines combined sampling with MIDI sequencing in one unit, becoming the centerpiece of producers' studios. J Dilla emerged during this era, using the MPC 3000 to create his distinctive off-kilter soulful beats that would influence a generation. Kanye West started producing in this period too, initially as a basement beatmaker sampling soul records. The cost of studio equipment was still high, but dropping. A complete setup with an MPC and decent monitors might cost around $10,000, making bedroom production possible but not easy. Technology was democratizing slowly. Okay, we've covered the foundation through the MPC golden years. If you're loving this deep dive into production history, hit that subscribe button, because we're about to get into the synth era and trap's rise, where the 808 came roaring back and digital audio workstations changed everything. You don't want to miss this. 2004 to 2009, synthesizers, crunk, and the 808's resurrection. The mid-2000s brought a major shift. Hardware synthesizers became central to hip-hop production. The Korg Triton workstation became the king of rap production in the early 2000s. Producers like the Neptunes, Timbaland, and Swizz Beatz all tapped the Triton for their chart-topping hits. The Neptunes' Grindin' by Clips showcased its raw, minimal sound. Meanwhile, Lil Jon pioneered crunk production with aggressive, synth-heavy beats that brought the 808 kick drum back to prominence. In the South, particularly Atlanta, trap music was forming. The term trap referred to drug houses, and the sound was dark and ominous. Producers like Shawty Redd, DJ Toomp, and Zaytoven laid trap's foundation between 2003 and 2007. Shawty Redd's minimalist, horror-inspired style and DJ Toomp's melodic approach, often using the Ensoniq ASR-10, defined early trap. Zaytoven brought his signature piano-driven beats, working extensively with Gucci Mane. T.I.'s Trap Musique album in 2003 helped popularize the term, though the sound had existed for years. Around 2008, Kanye West's 808s and Heartbreak brought the Roland TR-808's melodic bass usage to the mainstream in a new way. The album showed that the 808 wasn't just for booming kicks, but could be the centerpiece of melodic, atmospheric production. This era bridged boom-bap's sample-based approach with trap's synthesizer-driven future. 2010 to 2015, trap conquered the world, and bedroom producers went pro. This era changed everything. Two pivotal shifts happened simultaneously. Trap became the dominant sound, and digital audio workstations made professional production accessible to anyone. First, trap producer Lex Luger exploded in 2010 to 2011, creating over 200 beats including Rick Ross's BMF Blowin' Money Fast and Waka Flocka Flame's entire Flockavelli album. Luger's signature sound, thunderous 808 bass drums, rapid double-time and triple-time hi-hats, crisp snares, and orchestral strings from plugins like ReFX Nexus 2. His production style defined modern trap and influenced countless producers who followed. He and his 808 Mafia collective became pioneers. Metro Boomin emerged as another trap giant, known for dark atmospheric beats with catchy hooks. His work with Future, 21 Savage, and Migos shaped the 2010 sound. Meanwhile, DAWs like FL Studio, Logic Pro, and Ableton Live became the primary tools. FL Studio, originally called Fruity Loops, became especially popular for trap and hip-hop because of its pattern-based workflow and step sequencer. Producers like Metro Boomin, Murda Beats, and Wondagirl made hits entirely in FL Studio. This democratization was massive. Where an MPC setup might cost thousands, FL Studio Producer Edition cost around $179. Native Instruments released Machine in 2009, blending hardware controllers with software production. By 2015, a talented 16-year-old with a laptop and FL Studio could compete with major studios. The internet and YouTube tutorials accelerated learning. Type beats emerged, with producers uploading Drake-type beat or Travis Scott-type beat instrumentals for rappers to purchase online. Before we get to the melodic trap era and AI tools where production went fully global, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. We break down music evolution like this every week. 2016 to 2020, melody became king, and the internet changed the game. Trap evolved from hard-hitting aggression to melodic, almost hypnotic production. Producers like Tay Keith, Wheezy, and Pierre Bourne brought melody to the forefront while keeping trap's rhythmic foundation.
Pierre Bourne's tag "Yo Pierre, you wanna come out here?" became instantly recognizable, marking his melodic, bouncy style on tracks for Playboi Carti. Auto-tune and vocal manipulation became production tools as much as mixing techniques. Future had pioneered melodic auto-tune use earlier, but by the late 2010s, it was standard. The type beat economy exploded. Producers uploaded beats to YouTube and BeatStars, often selling the same beat to multiple artists under non-exclusive licenses. This model let producers worldwide reach rappers without industry connections. A producer in Poland could sell beats to a rapper in Atlanta. Meanwhile, lo-fi hip-hop emerged as its own subgenre, with producers sampling jazz and creating nostalgic SP1200-style beats entirely in DAWs. Artists like Jay Dilla's influence remained strong, with producers studying his techniques and emulating his off-grid, humanized drum programming. Splice launched, offering subscription-based sample libraries and allowing producers to access professional samples for around $10 monthly. Production became more accessible than ever. A complete setup, laptop, FL Studio and Splice subscription could cost under $1,000. Travis Scott's Astroworld in 2018 showcased this era's production: psychedelic, layered melodic trap with influences from rock and electronic music. The lines between genres blurred completely. 2021 to 25 drill went global, AI arrived and production became limitless. The last 5 years saw production evolve faster than any previous era. UK drill, which emerged around 2012, exploded globally. Its dark sliding 808 basslines and sparse menacing beats influenced American drill scenes in New York and Chicago. Producers like AXL Beats and 808 Mellow brought UK drill's signature sound, ominous piano melodies, skittering hi-hats and those sliding 808 patterns. Brooklyn drill, pioneered by Pop Smoke before his death in 2020, brought the UK sound back to America with a harder edge. Production tools reached new heights. AI-assisted tools like Isotope's AI mastering, stem separation software like Lalal.ai and Audionamics, and even AI melody generators became common. Some producers experimented with AI to generate initial ideas or separate samples from full recordings with unprecedented clarity. The debate around sampling changed too. With lawyers more aggressive and sample clearances expensive, many producers shifted to sample-free beats, creating everything from scratch using virtual instruments and synthesizers. But simultaneously, others embraced sampling harder than ever, using advanced techniques to flip samples beyond recognition. DAWs added AI features. FL Studio 21, Logic Pro X updates, and Ableton Live 11 all included machine learning-based tools for everything from drum replacement to melody generation. Yet classic hardware remained desirable. Vintage SP1200s, MPC 3000 and Roland TR-808 sold for thousands of dollars, sought by producers wanting that authentic analog character. The modern producer's workflow was hybrid, perhaps sampling in Ableton, using AI for stem separation, adding drums with a MIDI controller, and finishing with analog hardware run through the mix. Global production became the norm. Producers collaborated across continents via cloud-based DAWs, sending files instantly. A producer in Nigeria could work with a rapper in Toronto in real time. 2025 hip-hop production was unlimited, accessible and global in ways unimaginable in 1979. Maybe you're Team AI and think the best is yet to come. Thanks for watching, and remember, from turntables to laptops, innovation never stops. See you in the next evolution.